What is up? Welcome to Cyclone Fanatic. Post-game, Iowa State beats St. John's 83-82 in a thriller. It's a little cold open. I am Jake Brend with Cyclone Fanatic, joined by my right-hand man, Matty Van Winkle. What a win.
Wow. What a huge win. Huge win. You get up 10 points in the first half. You knew St. John's was going to punch you right in the mouth. You knew that they had that offensive firepower, but to come back the way they did, foul trouble across the board, both sides, Iowa State and St. John's.
Physical.
To lose your star player under 2 minutes to go and pull this one out. Incredible, man.
That felt like an Elite Eight game.
Yes.
That felt like two top 10 teams in the country battling it out, physical. I wouldn't say necessarily mirrors of each other, but certainly two teams that can go hand in hand physicality-wise. And we're going to get to all of it. We're going to roll the ads, and we will be back to break down Iowa State's 83-82 win over St. John's.
10% of all the new cars sold in Iowa come from the Karl Auto Group. Our neighbors trust us to have the largest selection and the highest standards. To our current customers, thank you. And to our future customers, see for yourself why Karl drives Iowa.
Your dealer for life, it's the Karl way. Keen Project Solutions, a modern engineering and construction firm, embracing technology, establishing industry-leading systems and processes, and delivering reliable results to our customers. At Keen, we are passionate about inspiring our team and our customers to achieve great things, offering the highest quality services and commercial construction to deliver turnkey projects. Our core beliefs drive us forward. Protect people, build relationships, drive innovation, and focus on end goals, bringing our customers' desired results to life. See how Keen can work for you at thinkthinkeen.com.
We are back on Cyclone Fanatic post-game following Iowa State's 83-82 win over St. John's in the Players Era Festival. What a win it was, and we're able to do this because of Karl Auto Group presenting all of our pre- and post-game coverage for the 2025-26 season. Buy your next new car, maybe your kid's first car, do it at karlchevrolet.com. Every major brand right there, Ford, Chevy, GMC, Ram, Jeep, all of that. Your dealer for life.
The Rock.
Your
Look for The Rock.
dealer for life. Thank you.
You know who's
Karl
shooting
Auto
The
Group.
Rock tonight? Milan Momcilovic.
Mommy.
Whoa.
Mommy was dripping wet.
8
if
of
you will.
13, 5 of 9 from 3,
Oh.
23 points from Momcilovic. They needed every one of those too, man. It came down to it.
No
Holy
kidding.
cow. What a performance.
Well, and we kind of called it before the game that
Yep.
I wouldn't say I called my shot. I'm not going to take credit for it, but it just felt like Milan was waiting for a game like this.
Yeah.
5 threes. A lot of those came in the first half when they needed them, and then he was really good down the stretch. Really, I mean, that is a dang good St. John's team. I thought both of those teams played really well down the stretch.
Mm-hmm.
And before we break down the game too much, the Taman Lipsey injury, it takes this win from a 10 out of 10 to probably a 9 out of 10. It just is such a damper to see Iowa State's star player crying. No player ever deserves an injury, but there's no player that deserves an injury less than Taman Lipsey. The guy battles through injuries left and right and looked like he pulled a groin.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's not as bad as it could be. If I was an Iowa State fan, I would probably just anticipate being without Lipsey for the rest of this tournament.
Yeah.
But the good news is, what did we say? You've got to get out of Vegas with probably 2 wins. 1 at the minimum, and you do already leave Vegas no matter what with a marquee win on your resume. That is a dang good St. John's team that is going to be able to go head-to-head with UConn to win the Big East, and that is a win that will be substantial once March rolls around.
Yeah, man, the Lipsey thing sucks. It does. late in the game. I mean, he gave you everything he could and throughout that stretch, but to lose him, like you said, if it is a groin, like it looks like it was, man, what a tough play to go down on too. It didn't look like it was much, but it's one of those where if you're kind of shifting, you're sliding, so easy to pull that. And it's, man, groins are so tough because there's not really a timetable, right? With Lipsy, we saw it last year. Didn't he try and come back and just wasn't fully there? But
the problem with it last year, if it is the same injury, was that it happened a week before the NCAA tournament. There wasn't time to get it right.
Point. Yeah.
And this one, it's November. Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe this was just a slight strain or something, and it hurt really bad in the moment. Either way, it didn't look good.
Was walking.
But what a day it was for
out.
Taman, Milan, and Jefferson.
Yeah.
The big three, if you will, for Iowa State. They were the only three who scored in double figures for Iowa State. They combined for 56 of Iowa State's 83 points, and they needed every single one of them.
Jake,
but I think we should get into the pest of the game.
Okay. Who do you got?
Because it's not one of those big three. It's a man who played far from his best basketball in the first half, couldn't get out of foul trouble, and with 4 fouls down the stretch, Blake Buchanan plays his best basketball as a Cyclone. I mean, the offensive rebounds, the second chance points, keeping plays alive. He had a couple different wall-ups in crucial moments in the paint.
Yeah.
Blake Buchanan, to do that, to do what he did with 1 or 2 fouls would be extremely impressive. To do what he did with 4 fouls, when Iowa State genuinely needed every single one of those plays, he is a perfect candidate for our Pest of the Game, brought to you by Preferred Pest Control. Van Winkle, who are you going with?
It's so hard. I'll just add on to Buchanan. It's so hard to come in and play that physical when you have 4 fouls. He got the 4th one early, right? It was like a minute into the
and
second
it was
half.
off ball. Like, it was not a good foul either.
To come in and, man, Iowa State, they were giving up so many offensive rebounds to St. John's. And for him to come in to clean up and just do what he did, get some key rebounds, make some key plays down the stretch, you needed it from a guy like that. We said it in the pregame. He's a difference maker. He really is. He's so physical, but it could, like you said earlier, it could be to his detriment, but he was able to stay out of foul trouble late in the game, was able to give them some key minutes, and that's a good Pest of the game. Oh, man. I mean, I'll just say Milan Momcilovic. I mean, there was nothing that St. John's could do. I mean, he's gotten so good at just being able to create his own space. Then you think, like, just to get around a defender, get one little step back, and like on the curler, like he's just hitting from anywhere and everywhere. I think, did we see our guy Hammer? What's his name?
Ryan Hammer.
Ryan Hammer at the game and gave him a point during the game. Like, when he's got his swagger, man, he's unstoppable. And they needed, like I said, all 23 of those points today. And man, he's a pest. He's a pest for sure.
Oh, a lot to break down. This game, it was a game of runs. Iowa State was up double digits in the first half. St. John's really controlled the game at the end of that first half, took their own lead. Iowa State goes on a 9-0 run in the second half. St. John's battles right back. And I'll be honest, once Lipsy went out, Iowa State kind of went iso ball with Jefferson, and Jefferson played 36 minutes against that St. John's team, who has the best offensive rebounder in the country in Zubi Ejiofor. That is a tough matchup for any big man, and you could tell towards the end of that game, Jefferson was a little bit gassed, and it was like pulling teeth to get to the end, but it was the defense by Jefferson, by Buchanan, by everybody on the floor. Toure had some good moments. It was the defense down the stretch that wins the game for Iowa State 83-82.
Yeah, and that's what we've said, right? If Iowa State's gonna have success this season, it's gonna really have to come on the defensive end. They are a better scoring team than they have in the past. But if they're gonna go up against teams that are similar styles to them, they're gonna have to win it through defense and just be in it till the end, right? And that's exactly what this game ended up playing into. Being in it till the end, getting some key buckets, some key stops. They didn't always get stops in this game, but when they needed them, they got them. And they were able to squeak it out, man. What a game. What a game. Like you said, it had an NCAA tournament feel. These are two teams you'll probably see in the Sweet 16.
Yeah. The the stat that I really, really like, not a stat that I want to see again, Iowa State only forced 10 turnovers.
Mm-hmm.
If you would have told me that before the game, if you would have told me that Iowa State forced 10 turnovers, gave up 15 offensive rebounds, gave up 18 second chance points, I don't think Iowa State would have won the game if you laid that out. The Cyclones only had 3 turnovers at halftime, and you could just tell a difference once they came out of that locker room, a different physicality, a different intensity on the defensive end, and they were able to do just enough on the defensive side of the ball in the second half to win that game.
Jake, check this out. I'm going to go through some of the box score here, just comparisons to show you just how close this game was. 44% field goal percentage for Iowa State, 43 for St. John's, 27 of 62, 26 of 60 for St. John's.
Oh my gosh.
9 of 22 for 3 for Iowa State, 7 of 20 for St. John's. Just like this box score is almost turnovers, 11 for Iowa State, 10 for these teams were punch for punch throughout this game. Like you said, we saw runs from both teams. What was the biggest lead Iowa State ever had? Was it 10 in the first half?
I believe it was 10.
10 in the first half. There it is right there. So this game never, it never got fully out of hand for either's team. And that's what you expected from two really solid teams. And you know what? I'll say this too. Iowa State's veteran experience came through in this game.
100%. They looked like they'd been in a game like this before because they have.
Yeah. Yep.
Iowa State has been really good in the clutch under TJ Otzelberger. That's something that they pride themselves on. And this isn't always going to be the prettiest half-court offense. It's not always going to generate a ton of open looks. But when there's 90 seconds left and it's a 1-point game, really all of that goes out the window. It kind of turns into a boxing match, a UFC fight, if you will. Yeah. TJ Otzelberger's favorite sport that's not basketball. And Iowa State has the vets. They've got the dudes that can go punch for punch.
Yep.
With, again, a St. John's team that if you had to poll the average college basketball fan, what do you think St. John's is known for? It's going to be physicality.
Yeah, and that's a great – and we know that's a Hall of Fame coach on that end. Like, that team was never going to give up. They've got dudes. Aiden Wyatt has an update on Taman Lipsy. It sounds like TJ in the postgame says Taman Lipsy still evaluating the training staff. Medical staff says it's day-to-day, lower body extremity. Doesn't have great deals. We'll get more information tonight at the hotel. That's kind of what we thought.
It was encouraging. I will say it was encouraging to see him walking out of the tunnel back to the bench under his own power. Again, walking to the bench is a lot different than going out and playing basketball the way he does. But he wasn't in the locker room for the end of the game. That's a slight positivity.
Groin injuries are weird. Did you ever have a groin injury playing sports?
I'm dealing with one right now when it comes to running. So
Are you okay?
It's very frustrating.
Okay. Well, I played baseball. I've had those before, and it's one of those where it's like you can kind of walk through it, but it's when you're making those lateral moves or you're kind of twisting that it can really aggravate. So that's why you say like walking, maybe kind of jogging can be okay, but they're so tough, and it's just kind of dependent on the person. So
I want to give a shout out to a couple of our sponsors, Natuzel Financial Services of Raymond James. Clay Natuzel and his son Chase and his other son Clay bring over 32 years of experience in the financial industry. They're lifelong Cyclone fans and supporters. They're probably watching right now, and they've probably got rosy cheeks just like I do. That there's nothing quite like that post-game initial high after a big win. If you'd like to connect with some diehard Cyclones who are going to help you in the financial world, you can reach them at Natuzel Financial Services of Raymond James by searching them online. Natuzel is spelled Netusil. We appreciate their support, and we could not do it without them. We'd also like to give a shout out to Keen Project Solutions. Are you looking for a career that can challenge and inspire you? Keen Project Solutions is growing and hiring engineers and project managers for our Ankeny and Kansas City offices. Join a team that values your dedication, fuels your career growth, and turns your expertise into impactful solutions. Visit thinkdifferentthinkkeen.com to apply. I mean, Iowa State's an engineering school, so they're always hiring good Cyclone engineers.
Jake, should we get to our chat a little bit? We've got some good comments in the chat. Bateman played. Yeah.
What a play by
played
Bateman.
well. Yeah.
That, honestly, one of the biggest plays of the game was, I'm forgetting who missed the shot. I think it might have been Heisey in the corner. Iowa State really hasn't grabbed a ton of offensive rebounds yet, and Bateman comes and rips it out of Darling's hands. Like he was at the 3-point line when that shot hit the rim. He comes in, strips it, goes back up with it, gets the second chance points. And what has Otzelberger talked about all season? The play time for the guys that are like outside of that core, it's going to be, how do you impact winning?
Yeah.
And Bateman, he hit the one shot in the first half, which was massive.
Yeah.
I don't think he took another shot other than that putback in the second half, but he certainly made his mark on that play on the defensive end. That was super encouraging to see.
Heisey still struggling from 3, 2 of 5 from the field, over 3 from 3, but he still played great defense as he always does. 3 of 3 from the free throw line, got some key rebounds. I thought he played well.
Had that big and one.
The big and one. Yep. Let's see. Edwin says, I would take no minutes away from Torrey. Oh my gosh, that guy is good. It's incredible what he's doing as a freshman. Incredible.
He is. I mean, he had that steal go the other way, missed the dunk, but got fouled. He is so physical. He's another one who got in foul trouble. He had 4, so you probably didn't get to see as much as you would have liked out of Torrey, but he's a player.
It's going to be so fun to see when his shot finally gets kind of developed. It's still pretty raw. You can even see it on the free throws.
Hesitating a little bit.
It is, yeah. So, man, but he's just so athletic and gets in the passing lanes. And when he gets out on the fast breaks, he's unstoppable. But, man, to play like that as a freshman has just been really impressive.
Well, and Dom played as another guy off the bench.
Yeah.
Didn't score, but when Buchanan was in foul trouble, he provided some really important minutes. He played 12 minutes off the bench, had 3 rebounds. 2 of them were on the offensive end, just 0 of 1 from the field. But he also had a couple nice wall-ups too. He had a couple really nice plays at the rim. Didn't officially get credited with any blocks, but he played a really good basketball game when they needed him a lot, because Buchanan got 3 fouls early, came back in, played some of the end of the second half, or the end of the first half, and picked up that 4th foul right away. And I think another thing that's worth noting, I already mentioned it a little bit, the amount of minutes that Jefferson played. I think today we saw why Otzelberger doesn't want to run Jefferson at the 5 too much, because it takes a lot of energy and effort to play the 5 defensively, and you kind of saw him out of gas towards the end of that game.
Yeah, kind of takes him out of his rhythm a little bit, get out of his game a little bit when he's in that spot, but yeah, he played a good game. I don't think that you would tell you it wasn't his best game, but
they don't win that game without him. Like his efficiency's whatever, 5 of 14. It wasn't his best day from the field, but he made some crucial baskets, grabbed 2 really big rebounds in the final minute of that game as well. But again, you'd probably like to see Jefferson be around 32, 33 minutes to be a little more fresh, because if Jefferson's fresh down the stretch, Iowa State probably wins this game by 6 or 7 points with the looks that he had in the paint that he just left short. He usually makes those shots.
Yeah, I don't think that game unfolded quite the way TJ probably anticipated. I don't think he probably anticipated playing 12 minutes and Buchanan getting in that much foul trouble. But I don't know. They had the depth to do it this year. And man, what's your key takeaway from this one, Jake, as they await Creighton tomorrow?
So we always talk about how hard it is to simulate getting punched in the mouth. And for the most part, we mention that when it comes to other teams. Like, how are other teams? I know you can practice, but you're not going to know what it's like until you actually get punched. I think Iowa State experienced that on the other end today, especially down low. Buchanan picks up those early fouls, and you could tell he was not ready for the physicality that those bigs on St. John's were going to provide. And it's hard to simulate that. It's hard. You don't have anybody on your roster besides maybe TJ Otzelberger down low that can body Buchanan like Zuby Ejiofor was able to do today. Yeah. And I think you saw him struggle a lot at the start, and over the course of the game get adjusted to it. And I think all around, I'm singling out Buchanan because he's the one who kind of stands out at the end of the game and making the big plays. But I think all around, Iowa State got punched several different times. bounced back every single time, and I'd imagine TJ Alselberger is thrilled that his team was able to do that.
Well, and that's half the reason you play these games early in the season, right? This is what a way to prepare you for Big 12 play. I mean, I know it's still a ways out, but these are the types of games that are going to, get you battle tested for the Big 12. Some big games, like we said in pregame. Purdue on the road, Iowa at home is going to be a physical game. So these are the types of games that are really going to season you, get you ready for those games. And man, they battled, they took those punches, and this is a big win for this team. And quad 1 win. This is going to look huge come March. You just hope that, you hope that Lipsy's okay. My guess is you probably won't see him against Creighton. Maybe take a couple days off and rest up, but wow, just exhale, right?
Well, yeah. And the good news with Lipsy is, I know it's early, but saying day to day, it's not. Hopefully, it's not absolute worst case scenario. And you knew Lipsy was not going to be fresh the entire season, which is a bummer because the way that he was bursting in that first half, getting to the rim. A few of those passes he had, really, really impressive. But you're just going to need him at 90%, 80% come March, and hopefully it's just a scare. But that Creighton matchup, I mean, we'll break it down tomorrow. Mm-hmm. But it's tough if you don't have Lipsy. We already saw it in a scrimmage. But Creighton's they're not a fantastic team. It's going to be a tough matchup with or without Lipsy. But it gets a lot tougher if you don't have your point guard who deserves to have his number retired.
Absolutely. Not only do you lose the points, but you just lose that floor vision, that spacing that he allows for other guys like Momcilovic to get open. So,
the play of the game in my eyes, when Momcilovic hit that logo 3, Lipsy missed a shot on the right wing, chases down his own rebound in the left corner. Dishes it to Jefferson to Milan, who hits a heat check. If that's not Taman Lipsy basketball, I don't know what is. That's the type of player that Iowa State needs, and hopefully they'll have him healthy here real soon.
Yeah. Just his ability to create more opportunities for this team. Those aren't stats, right? But those are the things that he does that are so special that makes him a great player. So.
Well, this has been fun, Matt. Thanks for
fun.
joining us here in the Northwest Bank Studios for Cyclone Fanatic post game. Yeah, we are 1-0 when we do a instant reaction
have an
podcast.
Update, Aiden? What's going on?
Oh gosh,
can you guys name anything better than being a fan of the Iowa State University Cyclones? Realistically, all right. I know it's loud. I wanted to get the video before post game ended. The Lipsy thing was freaking horrifying. We all lost our minds. Iowa State grinds one out. I think a win that'll look better in February than it does now. No disrespect to St. John's. I just think that they're going to keep getting better and better. The one takeaway I had that's not maybe obvious but kind of is just how bad Blakey Buchanan was in the first 30 minutes and how good he was in the last 10. Iowa State doesn't win that game without his efforts on the glass, specifically. Also, I love Momcilovic just hunting shots. I feel like that's the best version of Iowa State basketball. And you just hope and pray that Taman Lipsy's, not going to be too bad. I couldn't really see it. The hope is that he got racked and that it's less of like a groin pull. I think that's where it was going. We'll have to wait and see. Nonetheless, nice solid top 15 victory. Second quad 2 win of the year. Quad 1 of the year. That is for Iowa State. So, man, wild one. We'll see you again tomorrow.
Thank you, Chris Williams, for giving us that update from Las Vegas.
Could that ISU on his hat have been any bigger? I don't know. That's a loyal, forever true Cyclone right there.
Before we get off, I'm going to pray for Taman Lipsy, and I'm going to pray for the dealers at the blackjack table tonight, because
God bless him.
Williams is going to have a heck of a night out in Vegas, and he should. The Cyclones stay undefeated 83-82 over St. John's. Thank you to Karl Auto Group, Natuzel Financial Services, Keen Project Solutions. This has been Jake Brend and Matt Van Winkle in the Northwest Bank Studios for Cyclone Fanatic postgame. Check out the Daily Clone tomorrow, and we'll also have pre- and post-game coverage for Iowa State's game against Creighton.
Thanks, Abe.